Good morning. My name is Gabe O'Neill, and I'm a digital accelerant. My first job was actually a dishwasher at Howard Johnson's. However, during the interview, he asked me, I was 16 years old, my boss asked me if I would mind doing some extracurricular activities. And those were, among other things, one was being Mr. Ice Cream on the corner of 125th Street I forget the name of the boulevard, but it was it was 95 degrees. I had this helmet on that was this big. I had a tail, which the kids would come up to me and pull, and it was all fur. And so I would be out there waving to get people to come in to get a free ice cream cone. The other thing that he had me do was being a dealer on Wednesday nights. So I would go to different tables. I had my little visor on, I had my green vest on, and I would deal out cards. And if they won the game, they would get a free hot dog or free French fries or whatever it was that they were giving out. And I just never forget this one, this one guy who was sitting by himself, and I went over to him. I'm just 16 doing my job. I said, "Sir, you want to play?" He goes, yeah. But if I win, don't ring that bell, please. Just don't. He didn't want. He was just being polite to do it with me. And so, sure enough, the guy went. I said, "Sorry, buddy, it's my job." And I'm winner over here, on table number 22. So, and how that relates to what I do now is that this manager who was doing those kinds of things got promoted very quickly, because he was doing out-of-the-box ideas. He was coming up with out-of-the-box marketing ideas. And that's really where I think I shine, is in coming up with new ways to stand out. And that goes a lot with the branding. But really having, just doing not the same as what everybody else is doing. People come up to me and they'll say, "Oh, I love this website. I want it to look like that." And I say, "Well, that's kind of great, but let's try and not look exactly like that. Let's try and make our own footprint." So that's how that relates to me.
Sandler Training. First job I had was actually selling Kirby vacuum cleaners, so it relates very well in a lot of respects. I think what sticks out the best is a couple of things. First off, the habits and behaviors that you needed in order to succeed in selling vacuums. And one of the things it taught me first and foremost was all about referrals. So the folks that you were demonstrating the product to and how great it was, who did they know? Neighbors, friends, relatives that might appreciate a free carpet cleaning and a demonstration of the product. So it's about referrals. Follow through and frankly, prospecting. And those are all habits and behaviors, things that you simply need to do when you own your own business or you're selling for somebody else. The types of things that you need to do in order to be successful on a consistent basis. So Kirby Vacuums was the long road of sales.
Hey, my name is Dr. Sam Milkarski, and I am the health raiser. And my first job was actually a Little League umpire, and I was probably only 10 years old when I got that job. And it taught me a lot of valuable things. I remember just feeling a lot of responsibility to have to make judgment calls. And that was one big thing, to be able to think on your feet. And the other thing that I thought was very valuable about that is just communication skills, being able to deal with different personalities, not only the athletes, but the coaches, because as we know, everyone loves an umpire, right? And so you get a lot thrown at you at once. And you really, at a young age, I really learned the valuable lesson that perspective is a very interesting thing. I mean, two people could look at the same playing out, whether someone's out or safe, or whether the ball hit the ground or it didn't, and you have to make a judgment call. And I know within my business, very often I'm always having to assess people and determine where they're at and where they need to go and what the end result's going to be. So those are definitely some things that I really valued from that job. And the other thing, just straight up, is the value of money. 10 years old, being able to earn income and really just see the value of that for a service that's provided has always stuck with me. And the same thing now in my business. It's just really always trying to be of loving service to people and go out and take pride in what you do and do a good job with it.
So the question is, my first job and how it relates to what I do today. Well, I lived with my aunt and uncle in a British pub, and they would often have busloads of people swarming in on their way down to the south coast. So I was called to the bar, to the restaurant, and I would jump in and help out when the busloads were swarming in. I learned some people skills. I learned the value of hard work. I also learned about how running a business and watching my uncle do it creates relationships as well as income. He finished up having 5 businesses, so I learned a lot about that, working for yourself, but most importantly, building relationships. And I then pursued actually a career in the hotel business, then in the tourism and travel business, worked for myself, running my own consulting business, traveled all over the world. And today, as a realtor, I do have to deal with people. So those skills have transferred over the years.